the 12 poorest countries in the world. This ranking is based on nominal GDP per capita according to the latest World Economic Outlook report by the International Monetary Fund or IMF. Let's get started. Number 12 in our list is Somalia. With a nominal GDP per capita of $776, Somalia has a population of 18 million people and a Human Development Index or HDI of 0.38. Poverty in this country is due to its prolonged state of conflict and political instability. It has faced continuous conflict since the collapse of its central government in 1991. The lack of a stable government has led to ongoing violence and insecurity, making it difficult to establish effective governance and economic stability. Next up at number 11, we have the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Its nominal GDP per capita is $715, and it's home to 105 million people. The HDI here is 0.48. DRC is rich in natural resources, but years of conflict and instability have hindered its economic growth. It has been plagued by numerous conflicts, including civil wars and regional conflicts, especially since the 1990s. Coming in at number 10 is Niger, with a nominal GDP per capita of $670 and a population of 26.3 million. Niger has an HDI of 0.394. This country faces extreme climate conditions and limited access to education and healthcare. Number 9 is Mozambique, where the nominal GDP per capita is $659. This country has 34.2 million people and an HDI score of 0.461. Mozambique's economy is heavily dependent on agriculture, which employs a large portion of the population but is highly vulnerable to climate conditions. The country is prone to natural disasters, including cyclones, floods, and droughts. These disasters frequently devastate crops, homes, and infrastructure, leading to significant economic losses and humanitarian crisis. Next, at number 8 is Sudan. With a nominal GDP per capita of $547 and a population of 50.5 million. The HDI score here is 0.516. Aside from prolonged conflict and civil wars, Sudan has faced significant political instability, including frequent changes in government and military coups. Weak governance, corruption, and lack of effective institutions have impeded economic growth and development efforts. Political instability and economic sanctions have heavily impacted Sudan's economy. At number 7, we have Madagascar, with a nominal GDP per capita of $538 and a population of 28.8 million. Its HDI stands at 0.487. Madagascar's economy is heavily reliant on agriculture, which employs a significant portion of the population. However, the agricultural sector is characterized by low productivity, lack of modernization, and vulnerability to climate conditions. This country is prone to natural disasters such as cyclones, droughts, and locust plagues, which frequently devastate crops, homes, and infrastructure. These environmental challenges exacerbate poverty and hinder economic development. Number 6 is the Central African Republic. Its nominal GDP per capita is $538, with 6 million people and an HDI of 0.387. This country has experienced decades of political instability, coups, and armed conflict. It has struggled with weak governance, frequent changes in leadership, and insufficient state institutions. This instability has hindered development, disrupted public services, and created an environment of insecurity. At number 5, we have Sierra Leone. With a nominal GDP per capita of $527 and a population of 9 million. The HDI here is 0.458. Aside of being still recovering from a devastating civil war and the Ebola outbreak, the economy of Sierra Leone is heavily dependent on agriculture, particularly subsistence farming. However, the agricultural sector faces challenges such as low productivity, limited access to modern technology, and vulnerability to climate changes. It also relies on mining, particularly diamonds, but the benefits from natural resource extraction have not been effectively distributed to benefit the broader population. Number 4 is Yemen, where the nominal GDP per capita is $486 and the population is 34.5 million. The HDI score here is 0.455. Yemen has been embroiled in civil war since 2014, involving multiple factions, including the international recognized government, Houthi rebels, and various other groups. The conflict has led to widespread violence, displacement of millions of people, and severe damage to infrastructure, including schools, hospitals, and homes. Yemen is currently facing one of the worst humanitarian crises in the world due to ongoing conflict. Coming in at number 3 is Malawi, with a nominal GDP per capita of $481 and a population of 21.2 million. The HDI here is 0.508. The majority of Malawi's population relies on subsistence agriculture for their livelihoods. However, the agricultural sector faces challenges such as low productivity, dependence on rain-fed agriculture, limited access to modern farming techniques, and vulnerability to climate variability. This dependency on agriculture limits economic diversification and exposes the country to food insecurity during periods of drought or crop failure. Number 2 is South Sudan, with a nominal GDP per capita of $423 and a population of 12.7 million. The HDI is 0.381. South Sudan has faced decades of civil war and internal conflict, both before and after gaining independence from Sudan in 2011. These conflicts have resulted in widespread violence, displacement of populations, destruction of infrastructure, and loss of livelihoods. Prolonged conflict has hindered economic development, disrupted governance, and exacerbated humanitarian needs. And finally, the poorest country in the world is Burundi, with a nominal GDP per capita of just $230 and a population of 13.2 million. The HDI here is 0.420. Burundi has experienced cycles of political instability, including civil war and ethnic conflict. Ethnic tensions between the Hutu and Tutsi populations have periodically erupted into violence, leading to displacement, loss of life, and social unrest. Political instability has hindered development, undermined governance, and contributed to economic stagnation. These rankings highlight the immense challenges these countries face. However, it's important to remember that behind the statistics are real people with hopes and dreams. By understanding these issues, we can better support efforts to improve conditions globally. Thank you for watching. and see you in my next video.